Yo, what's going on, guys? Bush back at it with another video. Want to give you guys a heads up on a pretty notable Steam playtest that's live right now. Now, this is one of those things where you have to request access to the playtest, but I just tried doing it. I requested access, immediately got in. I would imagine it would be the same for everyone, but I can't guarantee that. But we'll talk about that and a couple of Steam deals to note as well. Kind of funny. The winter, I was saying this the whole time when the winter sale was going on, but the winter sale is going to end and there's going to be like 8 billion more deals. So it's like the Steam sales have lost a lot of value. I know that people get like uber excited for the Steam sales whenever they kick off, but it's always like, bro, the Steam sale ends and there's like a ton more deals like available the next day. But obviously it's not as big as the winter sale, but nonetheless, sometimes I feel like, also not to go on a little bit of a rant, like there's too many options on the winter sale. Like, bro, there's like 8 billion games on sale. How the hell are you gonna pick some? But nonetheless, I got you guys with 3 more deals in a little bit. First of all, Tribes 3 Rivals is enjoying a playtest right now. They do have a community post live that I'll go over in a second, but Tribes, a long-running multiplayer franchise. Tribes 3 Rivals is a team-based first-person shooter that elevates the genre with jetpacks, skiing, and class-based warfare. Teamwork's tactics, high speed, and intense combat are supreme in this rebirth of the world's fastest shooter. That was kind of Tribes' whole shtick. It was always, like, fairly fast-paced, and fairly is probably putting it a little bit lightly. So they know playtest is now live, and January 4th, they dropped a new set of patch notes. The playtest is live right now, and it was supposed to end earlier, but they've actually extended it for another 24 hours. The Tribes 3 Rivals playtest is now live. Weapons added to the Shocklands to light and medium loadouts, Spin Fuser, Honor Fuser, and the Bolt Launcher now have adjustable inheritance sliders, and there's a lot of gameplay refinements, movement, custom matches, time trials mode, general maps, fixes to various issues as well have also been dropped for the game. So check it out if you are interested in the playtest for yourself. It's only going to be live for a little bit longer. I should have mentioned this yesterday, but you guys know there's a lot of stuff to cover, and sometimes I do miss some things, much like Friday the 13th, we missed covering that, getting pulled earlier, which I really should have been on top about, but what can you do? Tribes has been around since 1998, and Tribes 3 is the latest iteration of the Tribes franchise, so go check that out if you're interested in the playtest for that. The game is scheduled to see a full release in 2024, so you can be on the lookout for that as well. If you don't get into the playtest, the eventual release should be happening here relatively shortly, sometime later this year. Who knows if it'll be the summer, the fall, or earlier than that. Next up, this is kind of a sleeper, like, awesome deal that's live right now. XCOM Enemy Unknown is 90% off for $2.99. I loved XCOM Enemy Unknown, and I often say that I'm not super into tactical games, but XCOM Enemy Unknown was one of the very first games that really got me, not into the genre, but it was a game, a part of the tactics genre that I really enjoyed. I can't say that I'm a huge fan of, tactic strategy titles or anything like that, but XCOM Enemy Unknown I thought was awesome. It can get pretty challenging. It is obviously done by Firaxis. They have done a ton of games, most recently Marvel's Midnight Suns, which saw a little bit of a mixed reception, but what can you do? You can't have a home run every time, but Firaxis has put out a ton of stuff, and they've been one of the more consistent development studios in all of gaming, and Midnight Suns, I would still say, was probably more positively received than negatively. And XCOM Enemy Unknown, circling back to this, is $2.99, which is awesome. XCOM 2, I thought built upon this game very well, but XCOM 2 still going for a little bit more expensive, especially if you do want the collection, and you should still play Enemy Unknown for sure. 35,000 reviews on this one, 94% positive, and not only was this a tactics game that I really enjoyed, this was one of my very first games that I played on PC, not super early on. Like, the very first game that I think I got super into when I had a PC was Red Orchestra 2, and I actually played that initially with like Intel integrated graphics, and that's what spawned me to first pick up a graphics card. So Red Orchestra 2, you are to blame for causing this nonsense, but nevertheless, XCOM Enemy Unknown, I remember I played the hell out of it. I think it was the summer of 2013, the summer break that I had in 2013. I played the hell out of XCOM Enemy Unknown and had a great time with it, so Yeah, and if you're into tactics games, I imagine you already played it, but the base game for $2.99, great deal. And you can pick up XCOM Enemy Unknown Complete Pack. That includes the base game Enemy Unknown, which is the big expansion, Elite Soldier Pack, and the Slingshot Pack. Again, all of that is $2. Excuse me, the base game is $2.99. The Complete Pack is $9.99, which is still a fairly decent deal. But $2.99 for the base game, I think, is the route to go here. That's a third, less than a third of the Complete Pack's price. Next up, we got Watch Dogs 2, which is 85% off for $7.49. I talk up Watch Dogs quite a bit, and yes, Ubisoft isn't everybody's favorite publisher these days, quite far from it, to be perfectly honest, but Watch Dogs 2, I thought did a good job of improving from Watch Dogs 1. Maybe narratively, it's not as strong in the tone of the game, maybe you're not as into, but I thought from a gameplay standpoint, it was an improvement, and I thought Watch Dogs 2, from a game standpoint, did a lot of what Assassin's Creed 2 did for Assassin's Creed. If you remember, AC1 was hotly anticipated, and then kind of left a lot of people disappointed, and then AC2 came out, refined a lot of things, and changed up some of the aspects, and now people looking back, some people really swear by AC1 and prefer that game, but nonetheless, AC2 reignited the interest in that franchise, and from a quality standpoint, that game was great. Watch Dogs 2, I feel like from a quality standpoint, while not as good as AC2, did a lot of that, but Watch Dogs has not recovered as a franchise. If you remember, go back to 2014. I know you can't go back to 2014, a decade ago. That's crazy to think about, but before Watch Dogs 1 came out, Watch Dogs was super anticipated, like crazy anticipated, because Ubisoft at that point had a decent amount of goodwill from my recollection, and this idea of an open world hacking game, like that seemed incredibly compelling, and yeah, it never really got back to those heights of interest, but it's still a franchise that's sticking around. I mean, Legion came out in 2020. I don't know if they're gonna do another Watch Dogs game at some point, but Watch Dogs 2 is certainly worthwhile to play. And lastly, Dying Light is still on sale. The Enhanced Edition is 70% off for $8.99. Unfortunately, the Definitive Edition is no longer on sale, but the Enhanced Edition still gives you The Following, which is the big element, and a bunch of other DLC packs. Dying Light is awesome, and I highly recommend you to play it, and support games like Dying Light 1, where Techland supported this game for legit like 7 years, and yes, it does have a multiplayer aspect, but for predominantly, I feel like most people played Dying Light for the single-player component. They did a phenomenal job of keeping this game updated. I remember playing this game when it came out back in January of 2015. I'm thinking, damn, this is a pretty good, like, PC version as well. Like, I remember the game running really well. It still holds up relatively well visually. I liked Dying Light 2 as well. The issue with Dying Light 2, there's actually quite a lot of issues. I actually felt like it was a step back from a gameplay standpoint. I thought the parkour in Dying Light 2 was great, but those elements are great in Dying Light 1 as well. Narratively, Dying Light 2 has some issues as well. I would still recommend Dying Light 2. It's not on sale right now. It's $60, and yeah, bro, don't pay $60 for Dying Light 2. Once it's down to like 10 to 15, I would say definitely pick it up, but Dying Light 1, if you've yet to pick it up, definitely do so, because it's great, and it is Steam Deck verified, so you can play it on there as well. I mean, it damn well better be Steam Deck verified, because the magicians at Techland somehow got this game running on the Nintendo Switch. I haven't played it on the Switch, but that's like a wild concept to just think about, that Dying Light is running on the Switch. I mean, they got Witcher 3 running on the Switch. These dudes be doing some crazy things sometimes. They got Batman Arkham Knight on Switch as well. I don't know how that runs either. I'm not really up to date with how these Switch games run, but I remember looking into Dying Light on Switch, and I feel like there were videos of the game running at a consistent 30 FPS, which is really, really crazy to think about. But nonetheless, you're playing it on PC, chances are you're looking for 60 FPS, and you should be able to get that pretty easily. But that'll do it for me. Again, Tribes 3 Rivals, there is a playtest available for that. XCOM Enemy Unknown, great deal on that. Watch Dogs 2, and Dying Light, some good stuff all around. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.